Hi YouTube! So we're in yet another room that hopefully isn't too echoey. It's where I let a lot of my stuff dry in the winter. Makes it a little bit easier to keep stuff clean. Like I've got a couple live edge boards and a coaster I'm making for me down here right now. So yeah. I need that out. But yeah, so this week it was requested that we do painting and Dudelets, so I figured what the heck, well, let's get it done. So there it is. Gotta love the other end of a paintbrush. So yeah, I'm going to show you how to mix up some milk paint, which is what I prefer. What I was just opening is walnut oil. That might be backwards for you, but yeah, just good old Mahoney's. I do that at the end. You'll see why. We'll get into all that. So without further ado, I'm going to flip this around and we're going to get started. Hey, while I'm thinking about it, so did you guys know that you can support me for not spending a cent by hitting the like button, subscribing, and sharing my videos? It doesn't cost you a cent. It helps the algorithm see me a whole lot more, and it's totally free for you. It just takes 3 clicks. Just wanted to throw that out there. Thanks. Bye. I also just realized my one cheek is kind of weird because I've got a jawbreaker in. Wondering if that just picked that up. Okay, I don't hear it. I got my washing machine going, and then one of the drains back here is literally at my 7 o'clock right now, so sorry, 5 o'clock. So we're going to start off by getting our milk paint ready. These others that I've got, I will warn you, they've been sitting for a while. And sometimes on the bottom here it gets solidified, so I might have to jump in and out of here a few times to get water. I never do a whole lot, so I just need I don't even need that much actually. We just need a little bit of powder, and this just breaks down with just regular old water. Warm to hot helps you mix it up quicker. So, and I just do it by feel. I do make this kind of watery compared to what most people would, or compared to what the instructions say and what I see a lot of other people that have used this type of milk paint and mix it to. I want it real watery and runny because it's the aesthetic I like. I also use one paintbrush for every type. And these are all just different colors we're going to put on our little dude. I grabbed, I think that's bayberry drift. One I just opened is driftwood. That's pumpkin. Looks brown on camera, but it's actually got more of it's a dark orange, and federal blue is a real bright blue color. So I'm just going to throw a little bit of hot water on all those. Should be all the water I need. Now we're just going to mix some of these up to get what's settled up, and the little extra water I put in there is mainly just to heat it up. The white's not going to get a wide brush, the rest of these are. Again, you'll see why here in a minute. We just go through and mix all these guys up. I didn't grab the right type of brush for that. These are the same brushes that I include with any paint your own kits that I make. This year I only was able to get snowmen out. Next year, now that I got a bunch of blanks cut up, I'm going to start earlier to get Christmas trees and the like ready. So Sorry, I gotta move my improvised seat, which is actually a radio-controlled helicopter case. It's not the most comfortable thing to sit on, but I'm not in here for long periods of time. So, here's our little Dudelet. This is not the one that I whipped up last night. I found a few that I already had done that I'd forgotten about. So, I like to start with the color of their feet. And I really like driftwood for the boots because it kind of looks like they've been out in the woods working. If it was black, this gives it that real dark, muddy look. This is really hard for me to see. But we just color everything up. And if you can see a little bit of the wood, again, for the aesthetic I like, I'm fine with that. It's more just, I don't want this real bright light wood bare because I don't like the way it looks. You'll see I've left a few pencil marks here and there. I don't really worry about getting too many of those off because it does help give a little bit of definition to things like arms. But yeah, so here's the tops of his boots. I'm just going to try to hold a straight line through here. Then I'm going to give him blue jeans, which is what the federal blue is for. When we're done with this. The nice thing about this stuff, when it sets, it will dry pretty quick. And this wood absorbs a lot too, since it's basswood. It's kind of like a sponge. A little bit of but a little bit of roughness is okay. I try to minimize how rough it gets, because then that can look like his pant legs that aren't quite sitting perfectly flat, because let's be honest, who has pants that sit perfectly flat? I know mine are usually ruffled around when I'm doing stuff or been busy. So now we're going to take the blue. And I got to see for the first little bit. Alright. So the blue, we're just going to come down through here. And I want to keep this as straight as possible. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. And then we'll bring it down to where it's just barely touching the top of his boots. That way, if we get a little overlap, it's not the end of the world. I'm going to be making a lot more of these coming up too, because I made one last night and it was a lot more relaxing than I had remembered, and I've been a lot busier and worried about bills and stuff since work gave me a pretty healthy pay cut with well, I should have known it was coming, but yeah. Alright, so we're done with the blue. And it really is a quick process, so actually no, we're not done with the blue. I'm doing something with him that I've never tried before. And I've already predetermined that I wanted to use this bayberry, which is I really like the shaded green. I don't know why, but I really do like it. So for now, we're gonna try to minimize how much we get on his arms. I want to keep this to a short sleeve shirt if I can. And the way you do that, or the way I do that, is just with paint.
That's really thin. I might want to throw some more powder in that. This is the joys of doing everything by sight. When I'm not explaining this stuff, it goes a little quicker. Plus, I'm actually like hugging my phone right now to record this so you guys can see better. Alright, that's mixed up. That's better, that's a lot darker. I don't know how much of the bottom is still wet, because usually what I would do is have about 10 or 12 of these guys lined up, and I'll do some of them with just straight black boots, like they actually clean them off when they're done for the day. Some of them will get this driftwood, and so I'll do that and then set them up with their feet in the air so that can dry. And usually by the time I'm done with about 12 of them, they're dry enough to where I can hold them and it's not going to mess up my paint. One of these days I might try this stuff in an airbrush. But if I do that, I'm going to get it cheapo because I don't want to ruin any of my nice ones. Not that I use them that often, so it wouldn't be that bad if I did ruin one, but they're still expensive to replace. I'd rather mess up a cheap one if it's not going to spray well or clean up well. But and now I'm just looking at the seam. I don't want to leave any plumber butts or anything like that. Alright, there's our little dude in a short sleeve green shirt. Now the reason I wanted to leave this blue out I'm going to put this line up here and a line up there. Oh no. I don't know. This is just trying out something new. Thought about doing a few times. Don't look that great. I gotta touch something up and I'm not gonna do it where I can't see. Alright. You guys got those little suspenders on. Now those feet look dry. They pretty much are. I did just wash my hands before I did this too, so I could be able to tell easier. I'm going to let him sit for a minute. I'm going to close up these other two that we don't need. Alright, now we're going to do his hat and beard. And I think that's it. Oh yeah. Then I'm gonna turn this off and let them dry, and I'll show you guys the last step after that, which is what we need the walnut oil for, which is why I made sure to leave everything out. And don't mind this can or that bottle. I've got some all right, they're dry to the touch. I got a few live edge mini tables I've got over here drying. I'm hoping to time this out to where when I'm done with this, I can sand those and then be done with everything in today but an interview in my lathe. And then run to the interview and let those dry. So and by the way, there's no rhyme or reason to what colors I pick. I'm just like this guy. I wanted to look more like a hillbilly, so I'm thinking he'd just wear whatever he's got laying around, kind of like me. That's why some people make fun of me, because all I wear is earth tones. I'm not crazy about reds and oranges. And the only blues I like are dark blue. Yeah, my furnace is kicking on. It's actually really cold in here right now. Of course, this room isn't heated too, so there's that. I apologize if this is going in and out of focus. It's really bad lighting. If I'm going to do anything else in here, I'm going to bring a light in next time. Alright, I see a little bit that we missed. The only wood that I want to see when I'm done is on his arms and nose. Everything else should be painted. Yeah. And then this is why I didn't want a wider brush, because it's not going to be very hard. We're just going to hit his beard. We got a little bit of blue in it. A little bit of the orange from his hat. But I think that'll be okay. Alright. Now we're going to sit him down to dry. And I'll see you guys in a few minutes. And we're back. Was that a long 20 minutes for you guys? Because it felt like 20 minutes for me. It wasn't? That's not right. Okay, sorry for bumping this. So we got our little dude. That still looks a little bright for me. And to help seal him, it'll also bring down all the lights, or all the light spots. Like his beard will get a little darker, his arms will get darker, his nose will come down. I just take a little bit of walnut oil. And just pour it over him. And with a paper towel, I just massage it in. Alright. Okay. And there he is. Like I said, his arms come down a little bit in color. And once the oil's finishes soaking in and flashing off, he'll have a nice flat finish and ready to go sit on your mantle and judge you from your desk or wherever it is you put them. I'm just a girl. So, and there. That's how I do a little dudelet. And if you decide to do these yourself, you can bring his pant lines up if you want. I mean, you can do whatever. Yeah, the world is infinitely, or there's infinite possibilities with the painting of these guys. Really addictive to make. If you haven't seen that video, it's Whittled Dudelet 101. Like I said, this is a different guy from the video, but I did it in the exact same way. And yeah, so that's how we do these guys. I love making these. This might be one that lives with me. Alright, I'll see you guys later. Cat in the Hat and Dappy Dap.